Officer Glenn Hymers. I've been a member of 3 Tactical Police Squadron for 7 years since leaving the regulars in 2012. During my day job, I'm the Global Chief Information Security Officer and the Head of Data Protection for Save the Children International, and I currently reside in Hampshire, where my wife and my little boy live. Throughout Operation Rescript, 15 members of the squadron deployed to various RAF units in order to support our regular counterparts, conducting additional security patrols, criminal investigations, aviation transport security duties, including cargo and freight processing, PPE stock control and checks prior to distribution, first aid and emergency response. Being redeployed when required to conduct COVID testing as members of mobile testing units up and down the country. This is one of the reasons why reservists do what they do.
Over 150 RAF personnel, regular and reserve, deployed on Operation Azertide to Lithuania as part of the NATO Baltic Air Policing mission. RAF Police reservists were deployed as part of this team to ensure that all matters of force protection and security were met. There are many opportunities for all RAF Police reservists to undertake deployments on operations or exercises, whether that's at home or overseas. These type of opportunities for the reservists to represent the Royal Air Force are second to none and provide once-in-a-lifetime experiences that cannot be found on civilian street.
Three TPS lead on the RAF security detachment to the Royal International Air Tattoo, RIAT. RIAT is the world's largest military air tattoo, attracting some 300 aircraft and up to 65,000 spectators a day, showcasing the Royal Air Force and our vision out to 2040. The safety of personnel and security of international military aircraft against traditional and non-traditional threats needs to be considered and protected against. Our international reputation is also at stake, with routinely some 50 chiefs of the air staff from around the world present. Whilst RIAT was not held this year due to COVID, the squadron remained heavily involved with the stakeholders, 11 Group, the Royal Air Force Charitable Trust, who organised the event, and other UK civilian and US military agencies. Continuity in this task, entrusted to 3 TPS by the FP Force, is important, and many of our part-time personnel have attended in a variety of roles over a number of years, demonstrating the whole force experience. Conducted remotely, behind-the-scenes planning meetings continue in order that a safe and COVID-secure RIAT can be delivered in 2021.
I'm Corporal Robertson Fox of the 3 Tactical Police Squadron training team. The 3 TPS training team have been extremely busy delivering Phase 1, 2 and 3 training to our part-time cohort and the wider Royal Air Force Police Reserves. The RAF Phase 1 training is the foundation knowledge reservists need to operate within the core values and ethos of the RAF.
They also develop their weapon handling skills, CBRN, first aid, field skills, and conduct some elements of ceremonial drill. It is a series of weekends culminating in attending RTS at RAF Honington alongside their regular counterparts. Then they conduct a summative exercise called Exercise Blue Warrior. This puts all that they have learned to the test in a simulated exercise.
I'm AC Pocklington from number 3 Tactical Police Squadron. I've been a part of the part-time volunteer reserves since 2017. I currently reside in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk, and my permanent role is a stockfile administrator. I've just completed my Phase 1 training at RAF Honington. Whilst on my Phase 1 training, I enjoyed and loved every second of it. And the highest point of it all was walking home from exercise, wet, cold, muddy, and just feeling a sense of pride and achievement. I joined the reserves because I want to learn new skills and gain new qualifications, opportunity to travel and compete within the sports association and make long-term friends.
In that video, AC Pocklington epitomises the commitment and attitude shown by the RAF Police Reserves. Her continued dedication and commitment to the reserves during her initial training and throughout really highlights the sense of motivation which is representative of all our personnel. Once our reserves have completed their Phase 1 training, they move on to their Phase 2 professional police training, which is conducted over another series of weekends which are delivered on Squadron. They undergo formative training covering UK and Armed Forces legislation, recording and reporting of investigations, statements, powers of arrest, entry, search and seizure, forensics recovery, stop and search, road traffic incidents, defensive tactics, major incidents, and other policing tasks. After completing the weekends, a 15-day summative course called Exercise Griffin Endeavour is conducted at RAF Honington, which puts their newly found skills and knowledge to the test. 3 TPS deliver this course twice a year, and during the last year have worked under COVID-safe measures to ensure that the essential training pipeline of RAF Police Reserves is maintained. It was noticeable that at the end of the course, at the start of the year, various members of the graduating course mobilised days after in support of Opera Script to then assist the national effort in supporting UK operations during the pandemic. Phase 3 is the further professional training to build or maintain skills.
Whether that is dealing with sexual offences, interviews after caution, custody, or having specialist training from members of the Special Investigation Branch or Security Consultancy Flight.
This year the training has been bounded by COVID restrictions, and the Squadron quickly adapted and found workaround solutions to continue essential training in order to maintain capability of the reserves. This was done by switching to an online delivery through Microsoft Teams. The Squadron held various Microsoft Teams working groups to ensure everyone was able to participate.
I'm Sergeant Jackson from No. 3 Tactical Police Squadron. I've been a Royal Air Force policeman now for 15 years, and I currently live in Lincolnshire with my wife and daughter. However, I'm based at RAF Honington. I'm currently employed as the SNCO in charge of Recruitment Operations Cell on 3 TPS and have been since 2018. 3 TPS has been busy with essential training and exercises ensuring that the reserves gain vital experience and knowledge, wherever that be in the field or within general policing. The Squadron invests in its personnel and has developed its approach to learning in many ways through various exercises. This includes, in 2020, 3 TPS planned to conduct another joint policing exercise at RAF Honington. Previous year was a success, with more than 200 officers from Norfolk and Suffolk Police attending. This opportunity for the Home Office and Service Police Forces to work alongside each other was invaluable, and we are continuing to maintain our links with surrounding Home Office constabularies. The exercise remains relevant to both organisations, and planning is being continued for 2021. Supporting and participating in global exercises like Exercise Winter March, whereby members of 3 TPS not only participate in the winter survival training, but were utilised to assist the Norwegian skiing instructors as an additional instructional team. This was to ensure that specialist skills not available in the regular force were sustained through the Royal Artillery Air Force Gateway. Undertaking exercises locally and alongside the RF Regiment Reserves, incorporating the FP elements through method of entry and close combat training, airfield security resilience, field skills, and range activities. These exercises are important to ensure that not only the Squadron but its personnel are fully trained, equipped and ready for any eventuality, either globally or within the support of the United Kingdom. The RF Police Reserves at 3 TPS are a vital part of the Royal Air Force, and having an element of people who answer the call to support the regular armed forces is exceptional. I'm proud to be part of their story.
I'm Corporal Lake from No. 3 Tactical Police Squadron. I have been a part-time volunteer reserve for 9 years. I reside in Lincolnshire, and in my primary role I am a firearms licensing officer for Lincolnshire Police. I am currently mobilised into full-time service in the RAF on a UK backfill with 3 TPS, supporting the vital output of the operations team. Being employed and working alongside my regular counterparts in the recruitment cell, I have seen firsthand the important work of recruitment which has continued nationally as the Squadron have been at the forefront of RAF Police Reserve recruitment. The Squadron has undertaken many recruitment tasks and assisted the wider community across a plethora of sectors throughout the year. This includes inspiring future candidates across the UK at various show events, supporting the local colleges and schools by undertaking personal development training, interview workshops and career briefs, engaging with local agencies and employers like the Royal British Legion, St John's Ambulance Trust and the Home Office Constabularies, commemorating the past sacrifices of the armed forces. The wider community is important to the squadron, and as such, the recruitment team has a vital role in establishing new connections and maintaining existing contacts to ensure that the squadron recruits the next generation of reserves. The RAF Police Reserves at 3TPS are extremely proud to serve, and this is the reason the reserves are so vital to the armed forces. They can provide surge manpower, depth and knowledge, skills and experience.
I'm Flying Officer Morgan, the Adjutant for 3 Tactical Police Squadron. The long-term commitment and dedication shown by the reserves at number 3 TPS has been underpinned by members of the squadron being recently awarded the Volunteer Reserve Service Medal. The VRSM is a medal which may be awarded to members of the volunteer reserves of all branches of the British Armed Forces who have completed 10 years qualifying service in the volunteer reserves and has the post-nominals VR attached. Our recipients are due to be formally presented with their medals in the coming weeks. Throughout this video submission, we have indicated areas of squadron utility. This year, the squadron has conducted 26 mobilisations. This does not include the 1,216 routine utility days. These are short support days across a number of disciplines, including SIB attachments, training courses, and special constabulary relationships working on EDI sections at units. In summary, the accumulated efforts of our PTVR personnel 3TPS within the last 12 months have equated to a combined service total of 12 years operational service. The OC would usually regale us with a closing statement. However, we've decided to leave the final word to our reserves, who are at the heart of the squadron and indeed this submission.
I'm PC Foltz. I'm an intervention officer for Hertfordshire Constabulary, responding to calls from members of the general public. I've been a member of 3 Tactical Police Squadron as a reservist since leaving the regulars in 2016 after nearly 10 years service. I wanted to continue to protect and serve not only the country as part of the armed forces, but also members of the public, and being in the reserves allows me to do both.
I'm Corporal Alistair Mackenzie, part of number 3 Tactical Police Squadron. I've been in the RAF Reserves for 9 years. I spent 7 years within 2623 RAF Regiment Squadron before transferring to the RAF Police Reserves in 2018. I was mobilised into full-time regular service in October 2019, and I've recently returned from the Falkland Islands, where I was part of the law enforcement team within the Joint Service Police Unit. My primary role is a line information specialist working on the Bakerloo line for London Underground. Being a reservist in your spare time comes with a commitment. The demands of life are already tough for most, but if you have the drive, tenacity and determination to do more with your spare time, then 27 days a year as a reservist is something that can really give you the boost you've been looking for. The training, skills and experiences you gain are second to none. The more you put in, the more you get out. And the more time you spend in uniform, the more time you want to be there. You really do get the opportunity to see places and do things most people can only imagine. Along the way, you make good friends who often support you whether you're in uniform or not. The RAF is not just an organisation, it's like an extended family. During my time with the RAF Reserves, I've been committed to my squadron in providing as much utility as possible. I am fortunate to have a supporting civilian employer who is understanding and content to release me, as well as a supportive family.
We take time out from our civilian jobs in order to support operations.
Wherever we are needed across the world.
Whether that's on operations in the UK or overseas.
Backfilling in the UK to ensure operational continuity.
Supporting disaster relief and humanitarian efforts worldwide.
Maintaining and using world-class equipment.
Making a more adaptable, agile and capable Royal Air Force.
Twice the citizen.